How's it going, guys? This is Nate here with Blades and Boom. I just want to kind of showcase a really cool older knife. This was, I believe, made back in the 60s. It was often used as kind of a trinket giveaway prize, but you could purchase these as well, and they're getting harder to come by now. But you can still find a lot of branded ones out there. Now, this looks like just your kind of standard jackknife from first glance, except that there's no nail nick on it. Now, a lot of these actually end up getting thrown out because people think that the blade is stuck in there and it's just a ruined knife. But there's actually a trick to opening these. You actually have to hold it in a certain orientation. If you hold it upside down, it will not open. If you hold it horizontal, it will not open. But if you hold it up like this, there's actually a pin inside. Mine's a little bit rusty in there, but there's actually a pin inside that will drop out, and then the blade pops out and you're able to open it right up. Now you'll see on the tang of this blade there's this kind of weird shape. That's actually where the pin drops into. Let's see if we can get a view inside there with my trusty flashlight. There's this pin here, and you can actually see it drop back and forth depending on how you hold the knife. That's all it is that holds that blade in there. Now, the downside to these is, obviously, as they get old, pocket lid can get in there, it gets a little bit gunked up, or maybe they weren't well taken care of, it'll get rusted up, and they stop working so well. As you saw with mine, I kind of had to give it a little bit of a flick on the bottom end to get that to drop out. Most of the time, it does work flawlessly, but it is kind of one of those knives that when it does get older, it stops working quite as well as it used to work. But I still think they're cool nonetheless. Typically, these do have a very soft steel that they use for the blade. Now, it takes a really nice edge, but as you can see, I cut just a little bit of paper with this, and it's already pretty dull. That's unfortunate, but it doesn't, to me, change the really coolness of this knife at all, since it does kind of have that history to it. And I think it's a really pretty knife to begin with the kind of micarta, I believe, scales. It is a permanent design. You can't take it apart. Everything's bent into place, and it's just your simple slip lock design. But just wanted to kind of showcase this knife because I know when I first saw them, I had the hardest time tracking them down to buy because I couldn't figure out what they were called. They're known as mystery knives, guys. I've seen them called different things, but the best thing to search that I've found is a mystery knife, because that's what they called it back when it was in production. I have found a couple of current day productions from magic shops. They tend to be way overpriced, and they're just absolute junk. The scales tend to be made out of this really cheap white plastic that will change colors from white to black, or black to white, I'm not sure, and they're just really expensive. You can find these for between $15 and up, depending on where you search. There's almost always a lot on eBay. Normally branded, I've seen some from Coca-Cola, Roy Rogers, and even World Fairs, which is pretty cool. I got this one just because it was more affordable, and I do like the look of it, and it was in really good condition. So this is the mystery knife, guys. Very cool knife. If you are a knife collector, it's certainly something that would be fun to add to the collection. I certainly am glad that I picked one up, and it's fun to carry around as kind of a backup knife too, because even people that don't have a lot of interest in knives, it's kind of fun to show them. They enjoy seeing it. They enjoy trying to figure out how that blade comes out. And even if you wanted to, say you are into magic, you could take this blade, although I wouldn't recommend it because I like my knives sharp as I can get them, and dull it down so it's basically just a safe blade that won't cut anyone. And you could use it as your magic trick. Say, you know, you're going to a party, going to a bar, or whatever, as long as the venue's correct, of course. Take that, and it's kind of a cool little trick. So there you have it. That's the mystery knife. full of mystery. This has been Nate with Blades and Boom. If you like my reviews, please make sure to subscribe below. If you have any suggestions or want to see any knives on the channel, I'll do my best to get those taken care of for you or get some pretty cool things on this channel. Hope you guys have a great day.